Mr. Moe went through, that he had a father that he lost early in life, and then he had a stepfather that was extremely mean to him and his sister, and actually that stepfather actually shot him with a gun and went through when he was a young child, things like that. So he had a very rough kind of upbringing, which led him to some of the mental health and the substance use issues. After this event, he did take some steps to try to help correct the situation. I've provided some of that to Your Honor. He's been attending religiously a substance abuse treatment program through the church, Central Christian Church, Celebrate Recovery. He did provide an attendance sheet that's signed to Your Honor of some of the work he's been doing, a letter of support from basically what's his sponsor, and talks about how good of a job he's doing and how much he's turned his life around. Your Honor, he also, in that packet I submitted to Your Honor, I submitted two, basically like incorporation packets of information. What Mr. Moe's done since this event and since getting some help and getting his head on a little bit straighter, he's formed two corporations. One is he started his own business doing cleaning of parking lots for facilities. It's something that he's worked at for a long time through his, I believe it's his grandfather's business. But now he started his business of his own doing the same thing. And he's been working at getting that business to become a more viable and economically viable business. One of the other things he did that's real interesting to me is he started a nonprofit organization. Mr. Moe saw a need through what he had done, that there was a need within the homeless community for showers and clothing and things like that. As he said, in his life, whenever he needed a hand up and he needed fresh set of clothes and a shower in order to maybe get a job and stuff like that. So he started a charitable organization where he converts trailers into portable showers and clothing centers. And his goal is to go to homeless areas and provide free of charge them a fresh, clean set of clothes and shower and toiletries and things like that, so they can clean up in case they can use that service to kind of help them out.
It takes so long for him to change his life around when he has a police report.
I know that he is completely saddened by what he did to the Swanson and other people related there.
Judge.
He's
so
saddened by the fact that somebody felt compelled, given the situation that he created, to actually fire a firearm and shoot somebody. He was the one that got shot. He feels horrible that, not for himself, but that he puts somebody else in that position that they felt that he would do that. As I stated, he was under the influence at the time that these things happened.
Bring drugs in it. Always drugs.
For an excuse.
But tell him take the damn drugs.
I wanted to make sure Your Honor understands that when he's not under the influence and when he's not laboring under untreated mental health conditions, he actually is and can be an upstanding member of society. That's why the packet I submitted with the corporate documents, the letters showing of his work, about him as a person, the work he's doing in recovery. With that, Your Honor, I'm going to ask that you give him a shot and give him a chance and suspend the 4 to 10. I would agree with the state. The 4 to 10 is the maximum sentence. We would ask for the maximum sentence, but to be suspended. So Your Honor understands that if he is on a short leash and he does anything wrong, he gets off of his medication, he relapses and uses, then he's going to go to prison for 4 to 10 years. That's what Mr. Moe is asking Your Honor to consider doing. Given the work that he's done and the proof that we've provided to Your Honor about what he's doing and I would like to let Mr. Moe then address the court as well.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Moe.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, for all the problems and the pain that I caused the victims and the court, and I really am sorry. I've turned my life around. All I can ask is for a little understanding, and I leave it in your hands and God's hands.
Good.
All right, thank you. State had a victim speaker.
Yes, Your Honor, Cliff Stout.
All right, Mr. Stout, if I could ask you to come on and be sworn in by our clerk.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you, I can't see you. Do you want to be on video?
It don't matter. However you want to do it. It don't matter to me. I'm not too good with a computer. I'm not too savvy on a computer. Sorry.
That's all right. We can hear you. So why don't I'll ask you to raise your right hand and ask the clerk to swear you in.
You got it.
Swear the testimony
testimony you are about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Can you please spell your name for the record?
Yeah. Clifford Stout. CLIFFORDSTOUT.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, whenever you're ready, Mr. Stout, go ahead.
I would like to, I'm not going to take long. I just want to explain some stuff, okay? I am educated. I do have my master's in education. My background is in psychology. I've studied psychology. Okay, before I get started now, what Michael Mold did, he impacted 2 families. Not just one family, 2 families. One was my sister, who was 77 years old, that he beat the heck out of. That he could have killed her at any time. She begged for her life. And the other place that he came over after he beat her up, he went over to my wife, and she's 85 years old. I was in the hospital. I wasn't home. They were going to come pick me up. 10 days earlier, they took me by ambulance because my kidney, I went into renal failure. I was on life support for 8 days. I feel so guilty that I wasn't home to protect these guys. And I still feel guilty today. We've never had anybody break in our house. And I'm 60-something years old. I've never had this happen. My sister now, she won't stay by herself. She has nightmares. He fractured her nose. She took staples in the head. My wife, she won't even, she's afraid anymore. They're afraid, they're not safe in their own house anymore. I thought you were safe in your own home, but you're not safe in your own home anymore. They can come in and break in, and then they use this, well, I was on drugs. Well, if he was on drugs, why the hell didn't he get some help? This is not the first time. He does have a police report, you guys. Come on. How many times do we have to keep giving them a chance, keep giving them a chance? And then people keep suffering. It's not right. It's really not right. Especially when he has to beat up a 77-year-old woman and then come over. What if he'd have got his hands on my 85-year-old wife? He might have killed her. You know what saved him? Thank God my son-in-law was here to stop him. But my wife told him, shoot him in the leg. He could have killed him. He's very lucky that he didn't get killed. But I tell you something, God says to forgive. I forgive the guy, but I don't condone what the hell he did, okay? I am very upset. That's why I'm upset, because I've got 2 family members now that's going to pay the rest of their life. They're never going to be safe. They don't feel safe anymore. All because of one person and his action. Oh yeah, now he's trying to change it. Why the hell didn't he change it earlier? Come on. There's too many of this. Oh, I'm going to change. I did this. I'm doing this for good work. Please, Your Honor. Please, I won't say much more, but please give him the max that you can give him under the penalty of law. He deserves it. I'm sorry. We've given him enough chances. He don't need any more chances. That'd have been me or somebody else. You'd throw me in jail and throw away the key. Come on, how many more chances he's got to have? I'm sorry. You don't beat up a 77-year-old lady. You don't come over to an 85-year-old lady and break her in her damn house. We're not saving our houses anymore. And it's sad. It's really sad. I don't hate the guy. Michael, I wish you all the luck. Take and get some help this time. If you do, please don't pull this, because you remember, you might not get out alive if you ever try this again. You might be 6 feet under, or somebody spread your ashes somewhere. Then how your family's going to feel? Then you have the balls enough to tell my son-in-law that, oh, you shot me? What were we supposed to do? Pat you on the back after you beat my sister up? Pat you on the back till you come on in and, oh, everything's fine. Now kill us? Have a cup of coffee and then you can kill us and steal us or whatever? You know?
Mr. Stout,
I'm sorry.
Mr. Stout, I need you to
I know. I'm sorry. But that kind of upsets me. I won't say no more. Please give them the max. That's all I ask. If you could, please give them the max. Like I said, I don't hate the guy. Good luck to him. And it's just upsetting. I apologize for getting out of hand there, but I was, it's really hard when it comes to your family, especially two family members. But Your Honor, I want to thank you. I want to thank the district attorney, and I just want to say good luck, Michael. Please, Judge, please give him the max that you can give him under the penalty of the law. That's all I ask. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Is that the only victim speaker the state had?
Yes, thank you.
Well, this is another incredibly tough sentencing for today, and Mr. Altig makes an exceptional argument here, and it's no doubt the defendant has substantial family support, and he has support from his church community. But I do look at the criminal history here, and what I do see is someone who engaged with 7 prior felonies, engaged in conduct. Mr. Stout, I need you to go on mute.
Thank you.
All right. With 7 felonies, and after each one, there appears to be this effort to correct the conduct, but it never sticks. And I look at these, and we had in 2016 conviction, probation violation, probation revoked, parole violation. And so I'm not convinced in terms of the defendant having made a permanent change in lifestyle that we can rely upon in terms of his future conduct. And then looking at the conduct in this case, this is one of the more extreme cases that I've seen, in particular as the impacts on elderly individual. I have to look in terms of deterring the defendant, and I'm not seeing, looked up based upon the past criminal history, confidence in deterring him by a sentence of probation. I need to look at deterring others from ever contemplating or being involved in such conduct, and I have to look in terms of the danger to the community and the nature of the offense here, which obviously had severely impacted the victims. As a consequence, I don't believe, despite what was presented to the court, that probation is the appropriate sentence in this case. On the charge of battery constituting substantial bodily harm, I will sentence the defendant to a term of 2 to 5 years in the Nevada Department of Corrections. As to the victim over 60, I know there was a request by the state and by the victim speaker for the maximum. Based upon the defendant's conduct here, I will sentence the defendant to a term of 1 to 3 years in the Nevada Department of Corrections, to be consecutive to the first sentence, for a total term of 3 to 8 years in the Nevada Department of Corrections. I'll provide for the $25 administrative assessment, $3 DNA administrative assessment, as DNA was previously taken. So I want to order that. Do we have an agreement as far as credit for time served?
I believe 10 days is correct.
All right, 10 days credit for time served. Thank you.
Sign, Your Honor.
State of Nevada versus Brian Hubbard, case number C3633.